2730.
What you know about New York, that's my first home. The city that never sleeps, it can't be cloned. When it jumps off and then it's on. The home where them hustlers getting their money long. It's just something about it, the smell of the city. Or when I come through, the love that the hood give me. They say I left the block, but them streets is still in me. Them wild days on Rockaway is still with me. When my physical is gone, my mind is still there. It's nothing like the lights at night in Times Squares. Speeding through 47th Street with no cares. I take it uptown, blowing smoke in the air, then slide through Rucker Park before it get dark. In the baby made back with the automatic start. I might hit up the spot, throwing some Prada shoes, buy a couple of bottles for the crew up in Babalu's. Yeah, that's for the East Coast. That's for the West Coast. Yeah, that's for the East Coast. It's nothing like wildin' out in New York. Yeah, that's for the West Coast. That's for the East Coast. Yeah, that's for the West Coast. It's nothing like wildin' out in California. My second home, I might say, is LA. It's nothing like the palm trees in Marina Del Rey. Smoking some bomb weed and chillin' during the day. Home with them Bloods and Crips, homie, they don't play. Slide through the Beverly Center off La Cienega. Cop some white tees and low shell toes. I might stop at Hot Wings on Melrose, where all you see is sunglasses and cell phones. Saturday night sunset, it's hopping. Toys all over the place, tops is dropping. Stars all over the place, bitches is flocking. Chicken and waffles, Roscoe's be popping. 2 o'clock, I'm stumbling out of Club Chi with 2 bitches up in the V, they on E. I go to the Grafton first, I gotta eat, so I stop at Jerry's Deli, then bounce round 3. Yeah, that's for the East Coast. That's for the West Coast. Yeah, that's for the East Coast. It's nothing like wildin' out in New York. Yeah, that's for the West Coast. That's for the East Coast. Yeah, that's for the West Coast. It's nothing like wildin' out in Las Vegas. My third home, I gotta say, is Las Vegas. The cribs is cheap, man, plus they spacious. The chicks is sweet, man, plus they laces. The parties don't stop, it's hot, it's outrageous. Leaving them with the chills, hopping through 7 hills. Fuck it, you know the deal, depending on how I feel. I'm well known in Bruce Chris, just check the status. Ballin' out in the farm shops at Caesar's Palace. I slide through the strip in whips that's so ill. I love Sin City, I guess I'm going to hell. Catch me at the craps table at the Wynn Hotel, trying to double 10 G's or 5 bills. Then I breeze through the Bellagio, I might stay or go to the rum jungle at the Mandalay Bay. Listen, and from there, if Club Rain ain't cracking, I probably hit up Crush Stations at the Aladdin. Yeah, that's for the East Coast. That's for the West Coast. Yeah, that's for the East Coast. It's nothing like wildin' out in New York. Yeah, that's for the West Coast. That's for the East Coast. Yeah, that's for the West Coast. It's nothing like wildin' out in Las Vegas. Yeah, that's for the East Coast. That's for the West Coast. Yeah, that's for the East Coast. It's nothing like wildin' out in New York. Yeah, that's for the West Coast. That's for the East Coast. Yeah, that's for the West Coast.
Yeah, it's really good. Gunther, Fuck Your Life is in the building. Nems Murder Fest, Coney Island, Brooklyn.